Hey, wait a second. If you're around 18 right now, and you're thinking, I just can't manage my time properly, then trust me, you're not alone. Not just thousands, millions of people feel the same every day, every morning. Now ask yourself one thing: is this really a serious issue for you? If yes, then just whisper a little yes in your mind. Because unless we admit it's a problem, we'll never be able to solve it. Now think for a moment, where exactly is the problem? Is it that you don't want to work? Are you scared of hard work? Absolutely not. But still, the day slips by, and by night, that same old frustration hits again. Man, I didn't really do anything today either. The real problem is this: we don't have a clear direction. We wake up and ask ourselves, what do I need to do today? But the answer? Nothing. No target, no plan. And when there's no path inside, the outside world pulls us away. The moment you open your phone, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Reels, games. And we just go with the flow. By the time evening comes, it feels like the day's over, and what are we left with? Just screen time and emptiness. Now you might say, I did try. I made a whole schedule. What time I should wake up, how many hours to study, when to eat, everything was perfectly planned. I really tried to manage my life. And look, I know you did. Most of you actually did that. You probably watched a video, joined the 5 a.m. club. You read somewhere, use the Pomodoro technique. Some book told you, follow the 90 days rule. Set a morning routine. Do time blocking. But now I'll ask you something directly, answer honestly. Did it actually work? Maybe for a day. Maybe even 2. But what happened after that? The same old patterns. The same bad habits. The same laziness. Same phone, same Netflix, same procrastination. And then you tell yourself, I guess I'm just a little lazy. A little? No, my friend, not a little. We are all extremely lazy. So lazy that if there were a laziness meter, it would explode on full. And that's exactly why all those fancy schedules, all those so-called productivity hacks, don't work. Why? Because they don't come from within. They're just external templates forced upon us. And anything that doesn't come from inside can never last long on the outside. Now you'll say, but at least they work a little bit. Yeah, maybe. But a system that dies on day 3. Can you really call it a system? 2. Think about it. A 1-day or 2-day improved schedule won't change your life. If you really want to change your life, you'll have to start by changing your inner wiring. Not with outer planning, but with inner fire. What you're searching for is not a timetable. It's not a scheduling app. It's not just tips and tricks. You're looking for something deeper. A method that doesn't just control your time, but gives it real meaning. Now, listen carefully, what's the real problem? Since we were kids, whether it was school, college, or any course, everyone has repeated the same thing: learn time management. Make plans. Be productive. But, has anyone ever asked, why? I mean, you wake up in the morning, drink your tea, open your laptop, make your to-do list, and by the end of the day, it's the same emptiness. Why? Because you've learned to manage your time, but you haven't understood yourself. Now, I want to ask you a question. When a person is broken inside, their mind is heavy, their heart is silently crying. Can a simple positive thought fix them? Can just saying smile make everything okay? No, the real cure isn't on the surface. It starts right where the true pain lies. Inside. Today, we're not going to sugarcoat anything. We're not here to talk about hacks. No tricks. No shortcuts. We're going deeper. To the core. To the real reason why you feel stuck. Be honest with yourself, the things that matter, they feel heavy, right? They drain your energy. You know they're important, but still, you avoid them. And the things that don't really matter, The mindless scrolling, the binge watching, the stuff that gives you nothing in return? That feels easy, comfortable, safe. That's the trap. You say you want to grow, to change, to succeed. But your mind? It wants the familiar, the known, the easy way out. And every single day, that's the battle you're fighting. You keep pushing yourself. Harder. Louder. Come on, just do it. Just focus already. But the more you push, the more you burn out. And today, we're going there. We're not here to talk about time management tricks or productivity hacks. No. We're going straight to the root. The real reason why you feel stuck. Let's be honest, the things you need to do feel heavy, boring, exhausting. And the things that don't really matter? Endless scrolling, binge watching, those little distractions? They feel easy, light, comforting. That, right there, is your trap. You say you want growth, progress, success. But deep inside, your mind craves safety, familiarity, the known. And that's the war you fight every single day. You push yourself. You try harder. You yell at yourself, just focus. Just do it. But the harder you push, the quicker you burn out. How many of you have felt this? You wake up one morning, fully charged. That's it. From today, everything's gonna change. And for a little while, things actually do change. But then, you fall back. Again. It's just like someone who's been smoking for 20 years suddenly throws away the pack and says, no more. Maybe he lasts a day, 2 days. But then, right back to it. Why? Because there's no foundation. No shift from within. It's all force. And change that comes from force never lasts. And every time you fall, something breaks inside you. Your trust. Your belief in yourself. And after going through this cycle again and again, you stop trying. Not because you're lazy, but because you're tired of breaking your own trust. But then, you slipped. You missed a day. Then another. And suddenly, everything just faded away. So, that's exactly what you've done with your time, haven't you? You had a plan. You had a vision. You could feel the fire inside you. This is it, you said. You made the schedule. You wrote down the goals. You even visualized the success. But then, you slipped. You missed a day. Then another. And suddenly, everything just faded away. Now what? You look in the mirror and ask, what's wrong with me? You start blaming yourself. Hating yourself. And then, you wait. Wait for the pressure to rise until the exam's tomorrow. The deadline's tonight. The rent is due in the morning. Only then, you move. But before that, you scroll. You binge. You numb the voice inside. But deep down, you know. You always knew what needs to be done. What path to take. What you were meant for. But still, you don't move. Why? It's not the time. It's not even willpower. It's the wiring. Your mind, somewhere along the way, started believing that anything difficult is dangerous. That pain means stop. That challenge means avoid. So the real work. It feels like dragging a mountain. But distractions? Netflix. Games. Scrolling. They feel like comfort safe. Easy. Familiar. But let me tell you one thing, that mountain you keep avoiding. That's where your freedom lives. That's where your power is hiding. Are you ready to face that mountain? Because that's where your greatness begins. Let me ask you something. Not from your head, but from your heart. Have you ever felt like you're trapped inside your own thoughts? Like you're shouting for change, but the world's just not listening. And you sit there wondering, can I really change? Can I rewire everything I've ever believed about myself? Can you find light in the middle of complete darkness? Can you smile even when everything inside you feels like it's falling apart? Can you rise again after being on your knees for what feels like forever? Yes and no. It's not a miracle. It's not some fairy tale. It's a decision. It's awareness. And the moment it clicks, you don't scream. You don't post about it. Because deep down, you just know. That's exactly why you're here, not for some motivational sugar rush. Not to feel hyped for 5 minutes. But to wake up. For real, not just for today, but for the rest of your life. Now listen closely, there are only 2 reasons people change. Number 1, pain. Picture this. You're broke. Your mom skips dinner so you can eat. Your dad hasn't laughed in months. Bills are piling up on the kitchen table. And someone says, here's a job. You don't ask, is this my passion? You don't complain, but I don't feel inspired. You just say, I'll take it. Because when you've got nothing, your reason, your why, becomes everything. But here's the twist. That's the game today. Everywhere, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, it's not content. It's a trap. A carefully designed attention trap. And you're not the user. You're the product. Right now, as we speak, there are people, entire teams, studying one thing, you. Not who you are, but how you behave. How to hack your focus. How to steal your time. They've built systems. Created algorithms. Hired experts. All to figure out one thing, how to capture your attention. And they will do whatever it takes. Just scroll your feed, and you'll see it happening, live. Because once they get your attention, they own your energy. Your thoughts. Your choices. And this isn't just a theory. That's control. That's manipulation. The scariest part? We don't even realize it. We're not losing time, we're giving away power. Slowly. Silently. And willingly. But here's the truth, your attention is your most powerful weapon. And if you don't take charge of it, someone else will. You can keep thinking whatever you want. Sure. Go ahead. Think whatever makes you feel better. Say what you like, post it, tweet it, shout it if you want. But deep down, you know the truth. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to stop running from it. See, here's the thing. On one side, the whole world is screaming for your attention. Look at me. Watch this. Don't scroll away. And while they're screaming, they're quietly stealing something far more valuable, your time. And once they've got your time, you won't even realize it. You'll defend them. Argue with your own people for them. Spend hours for them. Why? That's emotional slavery. Look around you. Isn't this what's happening? Right now? All around us? Now picture this. You, standing alone in the middle of a battlefield. Everywhere you look, chaos. A million voices, a million screens. All fighting for your attention. And you think you can win this? Alone? You're up against the biggest minds in Silicon Valley. AI-powered systems. Algorithms built not to help you, but to hijack your mind. So yeah, keep thinking it's just entertainment. Keep scrolling. But deep down, ask yourself, who's really in control? You know, many people are like this, they don't have any interest in something. Yet, they do it because their family tells them, do this, get admitted to this college, crack this entrance exam. But in reality, they have no interest in that work. They think, what I'll get after doing all this, the money, fame, and the lifestyle, those things attract me. But here's the real question, what about those 2 to 3 years of hard work? Ask yourself, do you have any interest in that hard work? Do the difficulties attract you? On one hand, you see everything you want, comfort, ease, the so-called comfort zone. On the other hand, you're being told to choose the path that will come with challenges and struggles. Do you enjoy that struggle? And then there are some people for whom the entire story is different, the ones who have been used to success since childhood. They've always made a habit of being on top. For them, it's a challenge, an ego issue, because they've worked hard for years to be at the top. This translation should work well for an American audience, with no changes to the essence or impact of the message. Now, I won't let myself become weak. I only think about being successful in life, and whatever it takes to achieve that, I will do it. Now, there's a hidden fear in this commitment too, and it is this very fear that pushes us to reach our destination. But such people are very rare. Like in an American high school, if there are 100 students, maybe only 1 or 2 will be the ones who recognize this fear and move forward. Where are the rest? Stuck somewhere in the middle. And what's the way out for those people? Recognize your true nature. Meaning, do what truly makes your heart feel alive. Something that doesn't exhaust you when you do it, that's what you should pursue. Where the heart is involved, there's interest. And where there is interest, energy flows automatically. Maybe your passion lies in gaming, or video editing, or photography, something that's not directly connected to your college or your career path. But who knows? That might just be your new beginning. From that very passion, you might learn something that makes you mentally and emotionally stronger in the future. And who knows, maybe in those small passionate steps lies the solution to your biggest life problems. In my videos, this is the most important thing I focus on. First, understand yourself. Then you'll see how everything around you begins to change on its own. Just take a moment and look around. What do people usually tell you? Your grades are slipping. You're wasting time. Study harder. And suddenly, everyone, your parents, relatives, teachers, the whole world, starts shouting advice at you. As if you don't already know that you should study. As if that's the only solution to everything. But here's what nobody asks you, what's really going on inside you? I mean, I've been there too. Just like you. I've had moments when I knew what to do, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Not because I didn't care, but because something deeper was missing. Let me ask you, can you become so self-aware? That you don't just follow the crowd, but actually think for yourself? Can you train your mind to choose what's right for you, not just what's popular or easy? That's where most people get stuck. They live in the pleasure zone. It's comfortable. It's easy. So they stay there. Let me do what I love. Let me chill and explore. But deep down, they're lost. No direction. No growth. And maybe you've asked yourself, how do I find what truly excites me? I get it. I asked myself the same thing once. But here's the truth, the issue isn't just distractions or bad grades. The real danger is this: if you jump straight from feeling good to facing pain, without a bridge in between, you're going to fall. You're going to fail. But what if, instead, you stayed in your comfort zone just a little longer, but used that time to explore what actually matters to you? That's where real transformation begins. Just pause for a second and ask yourself, where's your attention right now? Is it really here? Or is it wandering somewhere, wondering what you really want to do in life? Because let's face it, you might be doing something right now, attending classes, working a job, scrolling endlessly on your phone, but deep inside, is it fulfilling? Is it really satisfying your soul? If the answer is no, then here's the next question: why not? Why aren't you feeling it? The answer is simple, yet powerful: you're walking a path that's not meant for you. A path that might be popular or safe, but it's not your path. What you need is a road that brings out your full potential, a path where you can trust yourself, even when nobody else does. Where your thoughts and your perspective are your biggest strengths. Because the real game isn't just about grades, jobs, or success. It's about your mindset. Your vision. That one thing which no one can teach you, but you can build yourself. So now imagine this. What if you started consuming content that sharpened your thinking? Not just entertained you for a few minutes, but challenged your brain, inspired your thoughts, helped you grow mentally and emotionally. What if you surrounded yourself with people, not physically, but mentally, whose thoughts were 10x bigger than yours? What if their ideas started reshaping your own beliefs? Now you might think, but how does that help with my career or studies? Let me tell you. It changes everything. Because when you change, your focus changes. Your actions change. And eventually, your results change. This is not about leaving everything behind. This is about tuning into your real self, and from that place of clarity, choosing a direction where your mind, your heart, and your soul can all walk together. That's where true success begins. Do you feel that by choosing business studies, your life is now set on a predetermined path? Become a CPA, clear the exams, land a good job, and that's it? Is that really all there is to life? Do you truly believe that politics has nothing to do with your life? Then close your eyes for a moment and think, how often do you watch the news just to see who clashed with whom? When two people argue on social media, how long do you watch those videos? Why? Because, deep down, there's a certain thrill in watching conflicts. But are those real battles? No. They're just performances, a spectacle. The real struggle lies where your life's true connection is hidden, the things that shape your thoughts, your choices, and your direction. If politics seems boring, then study psychology. If that doesn't resonate, then try understanding yourself. Because the path of life isn't defined solely by a degree, but by the curiosity that drives you to learn something new every day. And if there's any major addiction today, it's social media, an addiction that's invisible, elusive, yet profoundly impactful. What you watch, what you think about, whom you follow, these are shaping your personality. So next time you say, "Sir, I'm a business studies student, how does this concern me?" Pause and ask yourself, am I just studying, or am I also understanding life? Social media addiction seems small, but its impact is incredibly deep. We think we're using it, but the truth is, slowly, it starts using us. Now just think, what's the first thing we do after waking up? We grab our phones, turn on the screen, and then, same Instagram, same Facebook, same WhatsApp. And then hours just pass by, without thinking, without realizing. But the real question is, how do we break out of this? Someone might say, just delete your account, but is that really the solution? No. The real solution is, change the way you think. The beliefs we've absorbed from our surroundings, the ideas we've accepted without question, look at them once, through the lens of questions. Listen to people who think the opposite of what you believe. Pause on the ideas that make you uncomfortable. Reflect, and ask yourself why. Because if you only keep listening to what you already know, then there'll be no difference between you and a parrot trained to repeat the same lines. Would you call this the depth of thought, or the understanding of someone who doesn't look at situations one-sidedly, but from both perspectives? A lot of people don't even know that every situation has two sides. They see life only in two colors, either black or white. This is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, but the truth is, nothing is that straightforward. And if you've even started to understand this one simple thing, then this is the point from where critical thinking begins. The real way of thinking, not just for the sake of thinking, but to truly understand life better. If the information you're taking in right now is pulling you down, then just pause and ask yourself, is there something I can listen to, or read, that not only interests me but also uplifts my thinking? Because once your thinking elevates, only then will you be able to decide for yourself what to do in life, and what to let go of. Now the question arises, if our interest lies in something else, but our career is heading in a different direction, then what should we prioritize? Interest or career? The answer is simple. First, identify your interest. If you go straight into a career with which you have no connection, the result is obvious, you will fail. A true career is the one that's linked to your interest. But I understand, reality on the ground is not that easy. Because here, many times, no one even understands our interest. Sometimes, you know what happens? We're simply told, this is what you have to do, and without giving it much thought, we start walking down that path. A while later, we realize, man, this was never meant for me. But by then, a lot has already slipped out of our hands. College fees have been paid, family expectations are already set, now there's no turning back, you have to do it. And that's exactly what happens. Now look, here's what I'm trying to say. Before reaching this stage, there's one more stage that you're missing: recognizing your interests, understanding yourself. At this point, you have two options. The first is, blame the system. Because in our system, we're neither given the chance to discover what we actually like, nor the freedom to explore that path. Just memorize, cram, and write it down. But does that really enhance your thinking ability? Absolutely not. In fact, the habit of thinking slowly starts to fade away. If you try to think beyond the book, ask something different, say something original, they'll simply say, whatever is written in the book, that's the only truth. But hey, the person who wrote the book was also a human being. So isn't there a chance they might have made a mistake too? But our system doesn't leave any room for that. So the first path is, sit back and curse the system. But what's that going to change? Nothing. And the second path, the one I'm asking you to choose, the one that neither schools teach, nor colleges, nor your family, nor society, that is, know yourself. Recognize your interests. Look within. And then, choose your path based on that. Maybe you'll face challenges in the short term, but in the long run, life will become truly beautiful.